Hello, friends. We're so glad you could join us here tonight for our very, very first edition of Tell Me a Story. And we have the sweetest, most wonderful Glenys Nellist here tonight to tell us about her new book and a little bit about her writing process. And before we do get started, I will tell you, she brought a little friend with her. And I brought a friend. Actually, I brought two stuffy friends. Yes, Sammy. Sammy's my kiddo. I borrowed these from you. I forgot to ask you, Sam, but they're here. If you all want to go grab yourselves a stuffy, we have a special thing that will happen with your stuffies towards the end. We'll give you a second. Oh, I hear my children running through the house right now to go grab stuffies. I bet you a head's going to show up here to grab one of these. Oh, they. So let me introduce you to my friend, Glenys Nellist. We met
A long
seven,
time ago.
8 years, maybe 10 years ago. We
Hmm.
were getting together as people that love and work with children. It was a United Methodist gathering, and I couldn't believe that I got to be in the same room with this amazing author, Glenys Nellist. And now I have the deep honor of being able to say she's my friend. And I have her books all over my house. I have her books in any church that I ever work with. And I'm going to show you my biggest dream is to be able to take this book of hers, it's Good News, It's Creation, and have a way to decorate the nurseries where I work with the words and the illustrations because this is my favorite one. So thank you for this one. And thank you for what you're going to do tonight. Would you like to say anything before we get started?
Oh, just thank you. A big thank you, Elizabeth. You're so kind to me. And I'm just excited to be here and to meet new friends, even though I won't get to see you. But I know you're there. I know you're listening. So I'm excited. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so glad you're here. Thank you. So, the first part of our Tell Me a Story is three simple questions that I'm going to ask the author because you should know I've been reading for a really long time, like a really, really, really long time, decades and decades at this point. And I love books so much and I love authors so much. I always find that I have questions about how they read and how they write and where their ideas come from. So Mrs. Nellis very kindly said she would come and share tonight with three questions that I have. My first one is, how did the idea for this book that you're going to show us tonight? Actually, you want to show us the book?
Sure. Yeah.
This is the
This, yeah, this book is called God's Perfect Peace. It's the first in a series of three, and it's called Bedtime Blessings, God's Perfect Peace.
and you see the cover. That's why I brought these little friends, little fox friends.
So what was your first question,
My first
Elizabeth?
question is, how did the idea for this book come to you? But I might amend it a little if it's the first in a series.
Hmm.
How did the idea for the series come to you? You don't have to answer that if
Well, so because it's called Bedtime Blessings, the idea came to me because I am so lucky. I have four precious grandchildren. And when they were little, I would always give them a blessing at bedtime. I bet you do that with your children too, Elizabeth. But
Mhm.
so after we read a story or had a cuddle, then I would just make the shape of a heart on their forehead, and I would just say our favorite one that's very simple. I would just say, Colette is my youngest grandchild. And so I would say to her, Colette, you are a blessing and I love you. And do you know what, Elizabeth? It was so great because she reached up and she touched my forehead and she said, Grandma, you are a blessing and I love you. And it was just this precious moment that we shared. And so I thought, I'm going to write a book of bedtime blessings that speak to kids about how much God loves them and how much God cares for them. And so, yeah, now it's a series of three. And the first one that I'm going to read is called God's Perfect Peace, because I think at bedtime, it's a good time to be peaceful, right? And then the next one is about God's great love, because everybody has to know that God loves them.
Mhm.
And the third one is God's gentle care. So how God cares for you. So yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, I love it. So we bless our children, and my oldest is 21, and she left 2 weeks ago for a semester abroad in Italy. And as we were saying goodbye at the airport, she leaned in. She knew she was ready for her blessing. God loves you, and so do we. And
Yeah,
she, as Colette did with you, she reached up and blessed me. And
yeah, yeah.
it's parents of young children. It just it pays off in so many ways. Oh my gosh, I'm getting all misty. Okay.
Oh,
So, the second question I have for you, where do you like to do your writing?
that is just an easy answer for me, Elizabeth, because I just love to write outdoors.
Mm, mm,
Because that is the place I feel closest to God.
mm.
And I always feel inspired when I'm on a lake or when I'm under a tree or when there are birds singing or flowers in the woods. That's where I do a lot of my writing.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And Glenys, you live in a place where it's very much winter right now.
It is. So I can't, well, I could walk on a frozen lake. The
Yeah.
lakes are frozen right now. It's
Yeah.
very chilly, so I'm not sitting out on my deck writing stories right now. But as
Mm,
soon as the spring comes, as soon as the birds start singing and the flowers start popping, I'll be out there writing.
I love it. I love it. All right, one last question. What's something that we should know about you?
Ooh, something you should know about me.
You want me to
Um,
lead with it? You want me to, would that help?
yeah.
Okay. Something you should know about me. This came up this week. I'm kind of scared of Jello. Like, I think it's a weird food. It wiggles too much, and I'm like, woo, Jello. And my husband's family has a what's the word? Like a tradition of calling it slip and go down, and that just kind of made me more woo about Jello. So now you'll know about me and my weird thing about Jello.
Oh my
My
gosh.
kids are
Well,
cackling. I don't know if you can hear them. And can you hear them yelling? Yes, we are.
that is so funny, Elizabeth. Well, I I'm not scared of any food, I don't think. Um, but something you should know about me. I I used to have a pet. Well, the pet is still alive, it just doesn't live with us anymore. But her name was Jackie, and she is a very big round cat, but she has no tail. And it's not because it was bitten off or chopped off or anything horrible like that. That's the way she was born.
That's
She's
so
Yeah, she's a cat with no tail, and she's perfect.
God's good creation has so many different forms. I love it. How did she get the name Jackie? I'm sorry, that's like the fourth question. Sorry.
Well, I don't quite know
Yeah.
because she belongs to my daughter, and my daughter
Yeah.
named her. And I'm sure there's a story, but I don't know it.
Oh, that's so fun. Well done, Mona. Mona is Mrs. Nell's daughter. All
That's
right.
right.
So, would you like to share your book with us? Will you tell us a story, please?
Oh, I'd love to tell you a story. So I don't know if anybody joined a little late, but you have to just quickly grab a stuffy, a favorite stuffy, or a teddy bear, because we're going to do something special at the end of the book. You know why I chose a fox, right? And he's called Foxy Loxy because he's right here on the front of the book. See? With the baby fox. So this is the parent fox and the baby fox. And this is the baby, obviously. So yeah, this is called Bedtime Blessings, God's Perfect Peace. And at the end of this story, um, I'm going to give Foxy Loxy a blessing. See, he's really interested in it and he wants to hear it. So, all right, so let's get ready to hear a story. And it's a really quick one. And it rhymes because I like to write in rhyme. So I'm going to show you the pictures. It's full of wonderful woodland creatures. I want you to see if you can spot your favorite woodland animal as I read. So this is a nice page where you can put your name, if this is your book. And there's a Bible verse on the first page. Look at the bear in his cave with the baby. And the Bible verse is from the book of Isaiah. And it says, you will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you. So it's all about when you're going to bed, you can be at peace. You can feel calm because God is with you. So here we go with the mice. Little one, I pray for you as you lie down to sleep, that you will know you're gently held in our God's perfect peace. May God's peace fall around you through the stillness of this night. May God's great peace enfold you until early morning's light. Don't let your heart be troubled, and do not be afraid. God's peace, just like your pillow, so close to you, is laid. God's peace is like a blanket. It keeps you warm and snug. God's peace is like a whisper or the gentlest, warmest hug. God's peace is like a river as it gently trickles by. It's quiet like the sunset or the softest lullaby. May God's peace hover over you on silent, whispery wings, and may you know how much you're loved as our God gently sings. And if you wake up in the night, you do not need to fear. Remember, you are not alone. The God of peace is here. May God's peace give you stillness. May God's peace keep you calm. May God's peace fill this very room and keep you from all harm. Little one, I pray for you as you lie down to sleep, that you will know you're gently held in our God's perfect peace. That was a quick book, wasn't it? And at the end, look at the page at the end. There are 4 different blessings that your caregiver, your parents or your grandparents can speak over you to help you fall asleep and know how much you're loved. And so I'm going to read them quick to you, and then I'm going to choose one and pray it over Foxy Loxy, okay? So the first one, my little granddaughter's called Colette. So if I was giving her a blessing, I would draw a little heart on her forehead, and I might say this: Colette, may God fill you with perfect peace. Or, Colette, in peace, may you lie down and sleep. And the third one is, Colette, may the God of hope fill you with joy and peace. And the last one is the one that we say all the time, me and Colette. Colette, you are a blessing and I love you. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take one of those blessings and I'm going to bless Foxy Loxy. And then you can do the same with your stuffy. It's really easy. So grab your stuffy, your teddy bear, or if you didn't bring one, don't worry, because you can do it when you go to bed. But I'm going to just touch his little forehead and I'm going to say, Foxy Loxy, may God keep you in perfect peace. Okay, here we go. You ready, Foxy Loxy? He's so excited, he can't wait for his blessing. Foxy Loxy, may God keep you in perfect peace. Oh, he's so excited to receive his blessing. Well, so I hope you enjoyed that little book, and I hope you get to bless your stuffy, and I hope your whoever took you in tonight, I hope they gave you a blessing too.
Thank you so much. That was such a fun story. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. This is where I'm going to end our recording. Stop the recording.